Well, here I am sitting on the porch for the first time ever in this house, but it isn't much of a porch yet. It is a concrete slab with 1, 2, 3 stairs going down to rocks and dirt, but it's a start. Before I could sit on the porch, they had to pour the porch. And we had a few people up here building the forms for the porch and then pouring the cement, pulling them down. It was a job that took maybe a couple of days. They also pulled down the forms for the rest of the concrete, the wood forms. So as you can see, it's like that cement boat that I mentioned before. It's just sort of floating on the rocks. It's pretty amazing. They also filled in the rocks and the dirt so that you can't see that concrete slab that they started with at the base anymore. It's buried, and so it's about that much dirt that's filled in on the outside. Maybe it's a bit more. We heard a couple of good pieces of news over the past week. We were hoping to get in on one of the tax breaks that the Japanese government was offering for people who were moving into new houses this year. It's been going on for a few years, but this is the last year, and they may modify it or change it in the future, but for now there's a kind of a cutoff date, December 31st for moving in. We realized that we weren't going to have the house built in time, and so we kind of wrote it off. We found out that if you sign the contract to build the house by the end of September, you're in. Fantastic news. It's a big break. So we're really happy about that. Another thing that we talked about this week was heating, how we're going to heat the house. And it's been a concern from the beginning. This is snow country, as I think I've mentioned before. It gets pretty chilly in the winter. There's a lot of snow on the ground. So we're a little bit worried about how we're going to stay warm. Are we going to rely on a wood stove for all of our heating? Is it going to be our sole heating? Another option is underfloor heating. And it's kind of a radiator type of heating that goes up under the floor. Basically what happens is water is heated and radiates heat up into the house through the floor. Or electricity radiates heat. Those are two options, but they both have problems. There's maintenance. It's kind of expensive to operate. The underfloor heating was really, really exciting to us at first, but better quality insulation is going to be how we should spend our money better. So we're going to go with urethane foam insulation as opposed to the old fiberglass. It's a bit better for the environment, as I understand. It keeps the house much warmer, it lasts much longer, and it also soundproofs the house better. So there are a lot of really fantastic reasons to go with that. And in the long run, it's going to save us money rather than cost us money. We're going to use less energy. So we opted for the insulation. We're still trying to figure out what we want to do as additional heating, maybe an oil heater or a gas heater. Electric heating is not really a realistic option at this point, although it's possible. And or do we just go with that wood stove? We'll see. So those are the two things that are on our minds right now. But there's one more thing that I promised to talk about this week. So let's go to the back and talk about the backyard. This is the backyard. So I think it's really fantastic that we have this much space, and it just looks really beautiful. It looks like a little wooded, forested area. But we're trying to tame it a little bit. We're just trying to make it look like it's kind of a cross between a forest and a yard. So Hitomi, my wife, has actually already started building a little pathway through here. We have that's really nice. My son Ren put up the little fence there along the way. So that defines our walkway through here, and it goes all the way up to the back door of the house. And then in this area, I think that we'll have some space for sitting. Maybe we'll put up a barbecue. Who knows what we'll do in through here. But if I direct your attention to the other direction, I'll show you what's been going on this week. You may remember seeing this before. In a couple of earlier videos, I was carrying these stumps and putting them back here. I kind of made a little fence back here, not really a fence, but sort of a line. And then back here, I created as a garden space, which next spring we're hoping we'll get some planters in. Who knows what we'll grow? Tomatoes, corn? I don't know. We'll see what we grow. I'll get back to you on that. But for now, I have the space sort of laid out. But a couple of kids came around to play with Ren, and they realized that that was a perfect place for a fort or a secret hideout. So they started building that, and they were using the tree trunks as sort of walls, and Ren was basically creating his log cabin. So it was pretty cute to see him and the neighborhood kids working on this project, and they built up a really nice cabin. Honestly, though, it was a little bit dangerous because those are not very stable, those tree trunks. As you can see, several of them have fallen down here. So I decided that I would build a little frame that would sort of hold the weight of the roof, and not much of a weight. It's just a sort of a thing made of husks here, but it works. It keeps the rain out. And so Ren added the AstroTurf on the ground there, on the floor, and then he built it up with the tree trunks to make it a log cabin secret hideaway. And practically every day since we built this, the kids have been around. At least every day that it's not raining, the kids have been around here playing with this. And every day it takes on a new look. So that's the first house that exists on our land. Pretty exciting, and really great to see the kids interacting in this way, and feel like we're really getting to be part of the neighborhood here. So that's what we've been doing on the land so far. But next week, the frame starts to go up. That's going to be amazing to watch, so stay tuned.